I think there's more actually. But as you know, the White Helmets are Max Blumenthal, son of Sid Blumenthal, the guy who toppled Libya, is the mouthpiece for White Helmets. So I think and it's funny because you got Lindsey Graham and John McCain who came up with this plan to topple Syria with the sarin gas, along with Hillary, still quoting these guys. So these, even though they're completely discredited, they're still quoting them. So here's the people that you have to bring on board in order to bring this NATO order. You've got guys like Rasmussen to the UN saying, we must bomb, So you have Otpor here creating the disruption, and then you've got Rasmussen saying we must bomb. And then you're going to put in Kurt Bildt here. He's going to be the order that we come in with. And you say, what proof do you have of that? Well, there's that famous email from George Soros to Hillary saying we need to create disruption, we need to bomb, and then we need to bring, order. So this is just the same MO being repeated over and over. And the next thing I'll go to is you can take that same strategy for going after these going after these NATO generals. If you wanted to take over and control them for your bombing campaigns in the future, you could go in and disrupt them with sex scandals and sex parties or investments or whatever through Chandelon here, which they did, lots of sex parties. And then come back later with the F-35. Now that's order. You're putting in order now. There's an orderly platform we could all hang our tech startup investments on, and now we'll move forward. So, and I talked yesterday about the Bridgewater. Basically, Bridgewater is going to go into Connecticut. It's going to go up to GE Aerospace and say, hey, why don't you pull off the sensor business and create a company called Textron, for your sensors and your target acquisition and so forth. And hey, Lockheed, why don't you pull off this, subsystem, and we'll use the government to pay for all the R&D, and then we'll yank that part off the F-35 and we'll invest in it ourselves. And here's Bouchard, the guy who ran this bombing campaign, is now the head of the F-35 program. And it's for exactly the reason I just said. So you can pull off different parts, create startups out of it, not have to pay for any R&D, and then make money as these F-35s go in. And Israel just got 2 of them, so I wonder if they're going to be involved in the Syria campaign. I wonder if the S-400 Russian system how that'll fare, but against the F-35. But is not Comey going into Lockheed the same strategy, which is disrupt Lockheed? Maybe maybe they have some unnatural dealings with foreign powers for bribery or something for arms deals and so forth. So you go in there, you kind of scare all the executives, and then you create your order. You say, well, I think maybe we should spin this off and spin that off and spin this off, spin that off. Maybe Bridgewater and up in Connecticut over there by GE Aerospace. Maybe we'll get United Technologies with the engines, Northrop with the airframe, and then we'll have Textron with the target acquisition, and maybe FLIR Systems over here in Oregon and so forth. And we'll basically carve off all these pieces and make this hedge fund called the NATO Libya hedge fund. And it's going to take 5 years, but over time, that's what we're going to do. And then we'll be ready to go and launch a pure alpha hedge fund, and then we'll make a lot of money. And then what we'll do is I'll go to HSBC after we topple all these people. We'll make sure the dictators all put their money in HSBC, and then we'll do a settlement. We'll do a public settlement of 1.9 billion, but then I'll do a private settlement of hundreds of billions. So watch for more of that. There's more to this story underneath this. So, and finally, I'll say, if you can have this disrupt and then create order strategy for countries, and you have this disrupt company for countries, and you can have that same strategy for companies like Lockheed, would you ever think of doing something like that for individuals? Well, this is the presidential decision directive that Bill Clinton signed in 1988, which says, this isn't my words, it's his, disruption. I want the CIA and the FBI to get together on your best methods of disrupting individuals. Now, this is supposedly for foreign terror, and that's why this organization is created within the FBI and the Foreign Terrorism Division. But you have all these people at the FBI, all these whistleblowers saying, this power is being completely misused. The people that are being disrupted are like the Lockheed executives or anybody else I want to destroy in order to get money and donations. I'm not using this disruption to disrupt terrorists. I'm actually creating terror through kind of fake terror entrapments. But the people I'm disrupting are the people I want campaign contributions from. I think and this is a nice reminder that this has happened before. Cy Hirsch comes out with this in 1974, saying the CIA had a huge operation to disrupt anti-war people because they wanted the war to go on. And this caused a church committee. And what we need, and this is my final statement here, what we need now is another church committee, because we have all these whistleblowers saying this is a complete misuse of power. So I'll end on this. This is just the proof. This, not just McCabe with the $675,000 bribe, but this really here, the stonewalling on the 650,000 HUMA emails and all the Gmails, the asking for more police powers at every moment, at every point along the way, and this dividing off and walling off all the stuff that happened in Haiti with the Miami office of the FBI, and then all these unnatural acts as far as how investigations are never done, are being done. And then, of course, you have the cover-ups. The people that are actually the targets of the investigation are actually running the investigation and making decisions about whether we're going forward on the investigation. So I'll end it there. Thanks.